and he's clattered into the back of the Kiwi. Now, has that given Mitch Evans a puncher? Rossi, now that's effectively race run, because he's going to really struggle. He's going to have lost a lot of front downforce there.
He did not expect Evans to be so slow out of the corner. We saw it an awful lot in GP3. Drivers nearly running into the back of other drivers. It's the nature of the circuit, and that's put paid to any chance of a podium Alexander Rossi had today. Matsushita, surely just a matter of time as Sorokin tries to get in on the act, and those on the medium tyres, the prime tyres, it's not working for them at the moment. Burton was second at the start of this lap. He is now fifth. He'll probably be sixth as Rossi continues to cling on out there, but he's surely got to bring it in.
Yeah, what happens now is he just loses so much front-end grip. He won't be able to carry the momentum into the corner. He won't be able to brake as late as the other cars, and in locking up as well, he's damaging his front tyres, and it's a real shame for the American. He chooses to come into the pits. He knows straight away that he won't be able to hold on. I'd like to see that incident again, and here we go. Look, Evans just trying to get the car rotated, Rossi trying to get the run, and Mitch just stopping the car on the apex just to be a little bit defensive, caught Rossi out, and well, you can just see what's happened now, unfortunately for Alexander. Race run.
Disaster for Rossi, as we saw in your picture there. Raffaele Marcello moving up into sixth position, and into fifth position, sorry. Burton down to sixth, and he is just going to struggle to score any points. He does not have the tyres to fight. The man that scored a podium in this race back in, and a problem for Nato. A problem for Nato there. He's got a puncher. The tyres in the spotlight so much this weekend, as we see Haryanto getting past Burton, and there's nothing the poor Frenchman can do. Stood on the podium for Lazarus's only podium in GP2 earlier this year, but the alternate strategy has not worked, and the Indonesian driver moving up a position with a pretty sweet and easy move. Now Gasly trying to do exactly the same thing in the second DRS zone, and Burton knows that he can't fight, he doesn't fight, and the Frenchman moves up to seventh position.
Yeah, Burton's on the travelator. It's what we were saying earlier, it's that dynamic of the option tyre stopping early. He's almost 4 seconds now slower than the cars around him on that fresher option. Did Nato run over any of the debris that we saw flicked up in the air from Rossi's front wing? It's uncharacteristic to have a tyre go down like that without having done so. So Mitch Evans now passing or lapping Stoffel out.
Yeah, just lapping as he eases himself, but he's going to come under pressure from Nobuharu Matsushita, the man who qualified on the front around this racetrack when he made his debut in the sport earlier in the season 7 months ago, and now he is hunting down Evans. Evans didn't expect to be in this position at all. He really talked about not having the right car set up for this race circuit. He said it wasn't going to favour Russian time, but at the moment he's going to get a bonus podium because he did not expect to be in second place. Out in front, Stoffel Vandoorne looking imperious, 12 seconds to the good.
Yeah, how many times have we said that? Stoffel Vandoorne with the start and managed the race really well, and when you're in the position that he's in, then you can really concentrate on plan A in terms of your strategy. That was going as long as possible on the prime tyre, but also covering off the option runners that stopped early. They wouldn't have been too bothered about track position, but still, if he comes out ahead on the Tau Burton like he did, then he's able to get back into his rhythm and do his own thing, and he does it so well. He makes it look effortless. Jordan King now right in the mix, fighting with R2 Peak.
And this is for 10th place and the final point today. So King, who started so well and dropped down the order, now finds himself up into 10th place. And Jordan King likes it around here, possibly expected a little bit more from this race, given the pace he showed in qualifying. That's not a move for position, that's just Sean Galal being lapped by Sorokin and Marcello, who is definitely close enough to launch an attack in these final laps on the Russian driver. And Sorokin continuing great form that we've seen from him all year in 4th place.
Now going back to Mitch Evans, qualified 7th, said it wasn't his favourite track, but going very well indeed, showing all his experience and speed in that Russian time car. And he's another driver who is like so many of the young chargers in this field, a real class effort. But you can see Norbert Matsushita is catching him, and Nobuharu Matsushita, I get the name right.
There we are. Got there at the end.
Doesn't sound very Japanese, does it?
We'll call him Nobby. That's fine.
I'll leave you with that one.
We've got Haryanto ahead of Pierre Gasly, heading down the hill to turn number 8. Gasly would have been focusing on victory today. The problem with the pit stop has put him behind Haryanto. Haryanto, of course, who won his first ever GP2 race here 7 months ago. But it looks like the Dams driver with the Red Bull livery. That's how much they back their man. We haven't seen a full Red Bull livery in GP2 for a very long while, until Pierre Gasly brought it back this year. And he is sizing up Haryanto, but he doesn't have very many laps to go. And Sean Galal being lapped by absolutely everyone, but getting a nice exposure for his sponsor, so he won't be too disappointed at all as they come to the back straight.
Now Pierre Gasly and Haryanto, they're in a position where they've got one eye on the reverse grid pole as well, and that's an important aspect. Track position will be important here tomorrow on the prime tyre, and they'll certainly have one eye on that.
At the front, we've got Mitch Evans barely ahead of Matsushita, and there you see it.
The problem Mitch Evans has is the DRS. Once you get it within that closing distance, it's such an advantage. That the 2 DRS zones that you get here, it just means it's so difficult when you start to struggle with the rear tyres. And we'll see it now. This will be a good indication through 5, 6 and 7. The exit of the hairpin, turn 8, that's a really good indication as to who's still got some rear tyre underneath them. Here we go. Look, Matsushita here. Let's see if Evans, he's got the car rotated well, and actually Matsushita not really gaining too much on Mitch Evans, but he's going to be in that DRS zone, so Mitch Evans can't outbrake himself now down into turn 10.
And we've got fights all the way down the field. The fight for second between Evans and Matsushita. The fight for fourth between Sorokin and Raffaele Marcello. And the fight for sixth is already resolved in favour of Pierre Gasly. We saw that happen down into turn number 1. And Gasly rescuing what has been a difficult day currently with 6th place. Haryanto will fancy his chances from the front row of the reverse grid tomorrow, where we're Stoffel Vandoorne.
And this is really as well for the ART crew, the teams, the Constructors' Championship. They've got 2 cars now in the top 3.
And that would be enough.
When Rossi had his incident, the racing engineering driver now down in 21st. Jordan King, his rookie teammate, in 9th. 9th, such a frustrating spot. He needs that 8th place, doesn't he? He'd want to start on pole position tomorrow. But for
and here we go down the... Oh, and with the use of DRS, Matsushita doesn't even need to outbrake Mitch Evans. He's through, and what a day this is going to be for ART. They are on course as we've got Sorokin fighting with Marcello there in the background, but what a moment this is going to be for ART, because they're going to celebrate the team championship with a 1-2, or that's the way it looked at the moment, as these two go wheel to wheel into turn 3. Marcello trying to go round the outside of Sorokin. He's going to have to be brave to make it work. He's got the inside line. Will Sorokin yield? Yes, he does. And what an impressive move from the Italian driver.
Yeah, very, very good driving from Raffaele Marcello, but credit also to Sergei Sorokin, gave him the room. How often do we see young drivers just unceremoniously dumping their opponent off on the exit because of the extremities, or the way the track's laid out nice and flat with the tarmac runoffs? But there, Sorokin doing what he should do and battling hard, but giving the respect to Marcello.
As we look further down the order, this is the battle for 19th, 20th and 21st, racing hard at it all the way through the field. As we look at Ollie Rowland, of course, one of 3 driver changes, showing the great job that Stanaway's gone. And look at Rossi just scything his way through, not giving up and enjoying racing in GP2 as he comes to the end of it. He spent a lot of time in GP2. He's mentioned coming into this weekend, he's at a crossroads in his career. He's just enjoying the machinery right now.
Yeah, I mean, Alexander Rossi hasn't spent that much time. He's only done 8 more races than Stoffel Vandoorne. People forget that. People forget what a top job the American's done this year. He's only slightly more experienced than Stoffel Vandoorne. He's finished second in the championship. It looks like if he can just eke that out at Abu Dhabi, and that's a really good return for his efforts. He's very, very good, Alexander Rossi.
And you saw a lot of action there as Gustav Mahler, the other driver change, went past Dean Stoneman, who has no tyres underneath him at all, and a crowd trying to get in on the act. And behind them, behind this gaggle of cars, is Alexander Rossi. I wonder how many places he can make up on the final lap, as we see Alex Lynn has got past, no, he is in 8th position, and he's got Jordan King behind him. This, of course, is the battle for reverse grid pole tomorrow, and both of these guys, due to circumstances in the last few races, desperately need to start that race at the front.
Yeah, both top guys, the two Brits dueling it out. One's a British F3 champion, one's a GP3 champion, both rookies in top teams as well. And this is what it comes down to. This is what the top performers look for, a duel on the track. And it's going to be difficult to split the pair of them, because Alexander Lynn, a very, very intelligent racing driver, and Jordan King, likewise, well schooled. I kind of like Jordan as well in terms of his aggressive nature.
Well, his drive at Silverstone when he came from 22nd to 10th, one of the highlights of the year. He was last of the late breakers that day, as we focus on the man who has dominated GP2 in 2015. Stoffel Vandoorne is on his final tour of the Bahrain International Circuit, and he has been in complete control today. His teammate Nobuhara Matsushita, he is currently on for his best result since he won the sprint race in Budapest. So great for him as well.
Yeah, if it wasn't Friday, Stoffel Vandoorne's on a Sunday drive. I mean, he's just been imperious, haven't he? You run out of superlatives for this man. And what's he going to do in 2016? For me, it'd be criminal if we don't see him promoted to Formula One. This is what this championship's for. If you look at the champions that have gone on to Formula One, what they're capable of doing, setting the world alight on an international level, he has to be in that same category, in that same bracket.
It's the way he's won the championship, in the same vein as Hamilton, in the same vein as Hulkenberg when we saw them in the sport. Completely dominant, no question who was going to win from the midpoint onwards, and it's, you know, Hamilton's got a superb podium record. Vandoorne has matched them. Vandoorne claimed this title very early on, and I agree with you, Tom. A reserve drive does not seem ample reward given what he's achieved in the series over the last 2 years. I mean, I was reading before the weekend started, there are only 3 racetracks he's visited in GP2 that he's not won at, but he's going to repeat the performance he did back in April. Stoffel Vandoorne comes across the line to win his 6th race of the season. The Belgian is back on top in GP2. The champion is your winner in Bahrain. And that, of course, means with his teammate in second place, here it is, Nobuhara Matsushita crosses the line in second. It's a 1-2 for ART. It's the team championship for ART in 2015. Mitch Evans is your podium finisher in third. Marcello back on form in fourth. Then it was Sorokin, Gasly, wondering what might have been from pole position, Haryanto, and Lynn held on for reverse grid pole as we see the celebrations, and definitely well earned.
Yeah, Frederick Vasseur there on the left, team boss, just thanking his team, and like any good team boss, he knows that it's actually those individuals that have delivered a car capable of winning races, and in the hands of Stoffel Vandoorne, it's been unstoppable. Matsushita, what a great run to the line in second place. Mitch Evans, also nice to see him on the podium. Such a likeable guy, GP3 champion, capable of great things. He's been testing in the World Endurance Championship lately. Raffaele Marciello, fourth.
What do you make of his season so far, Tom? A lot expected of Marcello this year. Maybe a little bit of scepticism of whether it worked for him, but forced a great result today.
I think, you know, well, it's being facetious saying what people need to understand. I think if you look at the quality of individual in this championship, I mean, every single one of the drivers that I've just mentioned, and you add to that list Sorokin, Gasly, Lynn, King, Rossi, they are